What a hit. Adele there with Rumor Has It. At 9:50, last leg of conversation with Padma Ramanathan. She's India leader for global mobility practice at Mercer, India. We're talking the cost of living survey, the 25th edition of it, and some interesting things, the parameters. One is eating out, the comparison between Delhi and Singapore, and I promised you that I'm going to bring up coffee, so here goes. 1 cup of coffee, including service, were you to go into a coffee shop or a restaurant to order it, in Delhi is $4 and in Singapore is $5. So the Delhi versus Singapore argument there. And suppose you want to just buy some coffee and make it home. 125-gram packet of instant coffee, for example, Delhi would be $4.57 versus Hong Kong at $11.24. So that's what we mean by parameters in the cost of living index. And I'm going to get Padma to comment on that.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
So you wanted to say something in reaction to what I said?
No, it's interesting you mentioned coffee. So we do, assess a lot of the items in the basket. But here's what I'm going to say. If you're taking somebody out on a date, stick to coffee. Coffee is certainly cheaper in Bombay and Delhi compared to Beijing. But don't go to alcohol, because Bombay and Delhi is definitely more expensive on alcohol compared to some of the bigger cities like Beijing, etc.
Yeah, an arm and a leg, considering the kind of taxation we're talking about. Okay, let's wrap this up with top takeaway summaries. A top takeaway summary of the findings of the survey. Padma.
Sure. Thanks so much, Hrishi. So I think one thing that's really important for companies to note is that, and we do this survey year on year, it's a very dynamic and fluctuating market. So it's very important for companies to really keep tabs and to track in terms of the movement of cities on a frequent basis. So the first aspect is that if you are looking at sending people overseas and abroad, I think the indices change year on year. Housing market can be dynamic. So one needs to keep monitoring it on a frequent basis. So that would be a first thing. Second is, I think the impact is both in terms of prices of goods as well as currency movements. So it's important to note that you could be influenced by both these aspects when it comes to defining allowances. And finally, of course, this year's survey shows that 8 out of the top 10 cities are from Asia. And Mumbai being the most expensive, in India, continuing to be, it ranks higher than, even Toronto and Melbourne, for example. So it's important that one keeps tabs and really, therefore, has a more consistent and data available to you to define your allowances, etc., for your people to ensure they're comfortable.
On a lighter note, a little birdie tells me that you play the veena. Do you get enough time to kind of practice? Do you have a guruji who comes in and helps you with the riyaz? How does that work?
Yeah, thank you for asking on that front. Yes, so I do go for class. I have a guruji that I go and attend the class with. I do make time. It's twice a week, and it's a pleasant break from the rest of the music one has to hear rest of the days. So yeah.
So it's interesting. We would talk about the veena because Amish Tripathi, who's this writer, came in and he's just written this novel about Ravana. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me about how Ravan was an accomplished veena player. Yes. And he had his own version of the veena, the Rudra veena. And he goes on to elaborate and enumerate the types of veenas that Ravana had in his collection. But your instrument is your own, isn't it? I mean, it's a very, very special thing. It's a relationship that only a player can have with their instrument.
Absolutely. In fact, there are many kinds of veena. Your Pandit Vishwamohan Bhatt, he plays the Mohana veena, which is his own.
And he won a Grammy for that, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. So what I play is more a Tanjore style of it. It is a personal relationship, and I think we connect on it for what it means to us, I guess.
Wonderful. Listen, before you go, if people were to indulge in further reading on the survey or otherwise, where can they get in touch with Mercer India, please?
Oh, absolutely. So we have a website that's mercer.co.in. That's mercer.co.in. The website contains all the details in terms of the consultants they can contact, or they can reach out to us as well. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you so
Wonderful
much, Hrishi.
speaking
It's
with
been
you.
a pleasure. Thank you.
Messages and back, lots of sporting action on the other side.